So I've been creating content for over a decade now. In fact, this YouTube channel is about to turn 5 years. Well, technically 5 plus. Because I started this channel with a couple of videos way earlier, then stopped, then revived it almost 5 years ago in 2020. Well, there are a lot of things that I wish I could have done different. And I have a whole list of those things. But, well, the biggest thing right now, which is the reason why I'm making this video, is I wish I started using these sooner. In this video, let's talk about the Insta360 X5 and why it's the camera I've always needed and never knew could help me this much. So I started creating content because I like tinkering with tools. I like tinkering with cameras, lenses, tripods, bags, filters, all of that. So it's been amazing, but it has not been smooth sailing. One of the biggest things that have been challenging for me is being able to do the kind of content I really like doing, the kind of content that I envisioned to do when I first started doing this. And actually being able to do that wasn't as easy as it seemed because, of course, I'm a landscape photographer. I like going on location. I like taking you guys, my audience, to the places that I go to. And as much as possible, I want to show you how the experience was of shooting that particular landscape. And either sharing some techniques here and there or talking about a certain helpful product here and there. It's not as easy because for the past 5 years, what that would mean is bringing a second camera, aside from the one that I would be shooting my landscapes with. I have to bring a second camera. At one point, I was bringing a full frame camera with its own lens and a second tripod, aside from the mic and all of that. And that has been good. I have quite a lot of fond memories of that, but it's also a hassle and, well, honestly, a pain on my back because, again, extra camera, extra lens, another tripod, so 2 tripods whenever I'd go on location. And if it's a hike, then it's a hike with more gear. And now I've been aware of 360 cameras for a while now. I've had different versions of the Insta360, but I've only really tested them out for photos because I wanted to see if they could be quick solutions for shooting interiors. Now, I don't know why I never bothered trying to shoot videos with it because honestly, it has been, at least for the past couple of weeks, a really good solution for the kind of footage that I've always wished I'd had. Now then again, this is a new version. This is the X5, the 5th version, of course. And there are a lot of improvements that, well, I think just came in the perfect time with this epiphany. So if you're not familiar with how a 360 camera works, it basically has 2 cameras on it, one in the front and one in the back. And both of them are fisheye cameras. So this entire top thing gives us 8K footage. 8K up to 30p. Of course, if you're going to be shooting in lower resolution, then you can do faster frame rates and be able to do slow motion really, really quick. But yes, it's 8K and it comes with a bigger sensor now. It has a 1/1.28-inch sensor, which is 44% bigger than the X4, which means that we get better clarity and, of course, better low light performance. And what you need to understand about these cameras is another crucial thing with it would be the processor. Now this comes with a triple AI chip, and that AI chip, it's not going to do those generative things to your footage. It's not going to be magically putting in stuff and magically taking out stuff. Well, technically it does one thing, but I'll get to that. That triple AI chip is, number one, doing the stitching, making sure that the 360-degree view is a seamless 360-degree view, and you have no trace of where the camera ends and where the other camera starts. So that's one purpose. The next purpose would of course be processing for exposure. Well, of course it also has manual adjustments, but honestly I've been using it on automatic mode, and the processor is doing very well in making sure that I get the right exposure. And of course, the third would be color. Color is going to be very intensive, especially because, again, we're stitching two fisheye images together, and it's not just an image, technically it's a video. So two fisheye videos together, making everything seamless and making sure the colors are right. Because of that triple AI chip, it also has what's called adaptive tone, which is basically allowing the camera to process the exposure and to balance technique. It's kind of like HDR, but HDR that's being done more intuitively. More importantly, HDR that is selective of the subject. Meaning that if I'm carrying this camera and I have it, of course, technically pointed towards me, then when it's framed, it's going to be processed properly so that my face is going to be properly exposed regardless of whether we have a high contrast or a low contrast scene or basically just a bright background. It's like HDR, but not entirely HDR because it has more selective features. Now, there are a lot more technicalities, and I will talk about that in a later video, but for this, I just want to tell you how the experience has been. This is the camera. You turn it on with this button. And of course, you're gonna have the screen right here. It's touch screen. It's also gonna allow you to adjust whatever you need to adjust. We have a record button right here, and we have a mode button right here that allows you to switch between the different modes. So we have photo mode, video mode, pure video, which is great for low light. We also have Instaframe, which I'll be talking about in a bit. And we have other things such as time-lapse, time shift, bullet time, loop recording, road mode, star lapse, burst shooting, interval shooting, and back to photo. So many modes. I'll talk about that in just a little bit. But the experience, again, the experience. It's as simple as this. Take this out, which is the bullet time selfie stick, and it goes around 120 centimeters. Screw that onto the 1/4-inch thread right here at the bottom and extend that however you want, and it can go that far, right? So what I've been doing is placing this on the side of whatever bag I'm using and just hit record. When you're shooting video, especially when you're shooting 8K, you're basically just recording and later on using either the mobile app or the desktop app, then you can just reframe it later on. And that's why you have 8K footage. The 8K footage, it's not gonna go on YouTube or TikTok or Facebook or whatever. It's not going on there at 8K. It's 8K so you can reframe later on and you can compose better later on. And honestly, the editing tools are so easy. There's even one wherein you could just hit record on your phone and then you turn your phone and it's going to follow the movement of your phone for reframing. It's that easy. But you know what's even more easy? It's AI framing. You hit AI framing either on your phone while controlling the thing, or you hit AI framing on the mode and you just walk around or do whatever you have to do, and it's going to track you and make sure that the movement is seamless. It's that easy. Now, one of the things I made sure to do while testing this out is go to my favorite playground. Now, luckily, we've been having terrible weather here in the Philippines, but that also means that my playground is actually getting amazing weather. Why? Because whenever I go to Masungi G Reserve during the months of July and August, that means it's also getting moisture from rain. And when that moisture evaporates, that means it's getting a lot of fog. So I took this and mounted it onto the side of my backpack right next to my tripod. on this, which is basically a longer selfie stick. This longer selfie stick goes all the way to about 9 feet. 9 feet. So same thing, 1/4 inch thread right on the side of my backpack. And for the most time, it's only just about this long. And I kept it that way because I also had to kind of crawl into crevices of rocks. So I really couldn't have this as high as I had wanted to. But when we got to the top, I extended it all the way and it looked like I had the drone with me and I'm just able to do all the footage that I wanted to do. Now, while I was shooting, I just mounted it onto a tripod that wasn't being used and I just kept recording because I knew that I could just reframe everything later on and basically cut and then just use it for whatever video I want to produce. And another great thing with this thing, you don't have to worry about vertical or horizontal. Again, it's an 8K footage. That's 360 degrees. So you can crop it 9:16. You can crop it 16:9, 1:1, 4:5, whatever you want. And it's not going to be hard. Now, the amazing thing is that this camera, anything that is aligned with this will be processed as invisible, which means that it's not going to show the long pole. It's not going to show the bottom of the camera. It's not going to show the long pole. What you're going to see is just a little circle at the edge where this is, and that's it. So it actually looks like someone else is filming me. It looks like either someone is following me with a very steady camera that's never more than a few feet away, or it looks like a drone is following me if I extend this all the way to 9 feet. Now, I'm sure there are a lot of things I'm yet to discover about this, but another thing, and maybe I'll end with this, is the fact that I never had to worry about this camera. In fact, what I tried to do is, well, kind of intentionally, unintentionally hit it on whatever I could hit it with, which means that I didn't mind if the camera was gonna hit some tree branches. And well, I never intended it, but I'm pretty sure this also hit some rocks and I never worried about it. We also came across a bit of rain, at least a drizzle, and I never had to worry because this whole thing, even without that diving cage, is already waterproof for a few meters. And well, I didn't really go swimming or diving or anything, so I never had to worry about it getting wet. More importantly, you can get this, which is a replacement lens kit, which means that if for some reason I smash this lens right here, then I can take this box out and use the tool that's inside and then replace the lens all by myself, not have to bring it to a service center or whatever. It's that easy. If you do abuse this camera, which means that you're doing a lot of amazing things, then that would be cool. It's not going to be hard to get your hands on the replacement lenses. But yes, more than anything, it's really the experience. It's the solution. Because again, remember, the cameras that we use, the cameras we invest on are meant to be solutions. My main camera is the one that's going to be creating the art. This behind the scenes camera is going to be helping me and telling the stories that I want to tell when I'm creating my art. Get what I'm saying? This is the companion that I should have always had, honestly. Like, feel kind of stupid never using these, but at least now I know what these can do. There we go. This is, again, the Insta360 X5. And I've talked about some of the accessories, but if you have any questions, then you can leave them down below in the comment section. Of course, if you also have some experiences to share about the Insta360 X5, whether you're a photographer like myself or you do other things, then do share them down below in the comment section as well. And of course, if you're new to the channel, my name is Nico Valenzuela. I'm a landscape photographer. And thankfully with this camera, I'm going to be able to do better content while I'm doing landscape photography. And if you're into that, then do click that subscribe button and hit that notification bell. In any case, thanks for watching.